To survive the internet, creators usually build an armor of authenticity, but total transparency online is exhausting. If you make a mistake, the audience turns on you. To avoid that stress, some creators play the villain instead. Raina understood this early. He decided to build a public persona that was abrasive and cynical. By setting the lowest possible moral expectations, he insulated himself from the pressure of maintaining a clean, easily cancelable image. This line chart tracks his reach early in the year. He was pulling in 60 million views per video. Every third reel on Instagram featured him. He sold out a 50,000-ticket US tour in record time, booking massive arenas as the bad boy of Indian comedy. When millions of dollars follow an uncaring character, your brain starts to trick you. You start believing that the real world operates by the same rules as the internet, a place where you can say anything, and the only consequence is higher engagement. The crisis began at an editing station. While reviewing 5 hours of unscripted footage, Samai found a single, highly offensive joke made by a guest. He had to cut those 5 hours down to 1. Keeping the joke felt like a routine way to feed his edgy brand. He exported the final cut, hit upload, and boarded a first-class flight to Seattle. The video sat safely behind a paywall for 3 days, but the paywall failed to hold. Clips leaked, hit Twitter, and immediately started trending at #1 nationwide. Samai assumed it was a standard outrage cycle. He was wrong. When an online crowd weaponizes a piece of content, the anger doesn't stay on the screen. It follows the creator home. The digital noise quickly evolved into broadcast television. National news channels hosted primetime debates, framing internet creators as the prime corruptors of Indian youth. Then the legal machinery activated. Within hours, 3 separate criminal complaints, first information reports, were filed against him across Maharashtra, Jaipur, and Assam. This photo shows the chief minister of Assam. He wasn't just a spectator, he was personally involved in the legal backlash. A sitting head of state was now directing police action against a YouTube comedian. The armor fails. A bad boy image is no defense against a government subpoena, and the digital persona offers no protection once the outrage turns litigious. To the public, Samai was a defiant comedian continuing his tour. In private, he was suffering panic attacks in his hotel room, realizing that a forced return to India could cost him his 8 crore rupee life savings. Desperate to shut his brain off, he tried taking a standard sleep aid. In a spiraling panic, he ended up consuming 32 milligrams of melatonin, inducing a chemically numbing dissociation just to escape the anxiety. The emotional breaking point happened when he woke up. He received a video showing 20 police officers at a Mumbai comedy club standing over his collaborators' parents as they begged the cops to leave them alone. His mother called him in tears, shaking on video chat. Meanwhile, his father took the opposite approach, refusing to shed a single tear, trying to anchor his son with a strained, stoic silence. The internet believes it is punishing an avatar, but an avatar cannot feel fear. The actual cost of an online mob is paid entirely by a human nervous system and by the family members caught in the crossfire. Samai landed back in Mumbai, bracing for an immediate arrest at the gate. Instead, the terminal was completely empty. Another celebrity had just sparked a massive political controversy, and the media had pivoted to a new target. But the legal system doesn't pivot. He still had to report to the station, walking past these heavy barricades and armed guards to sit in a tiny room with one of the highest-ranking police officials in the city. The officer presented a choice: offer a clean, unconditional public apology for the joke, or prepare for a grueling legal war. For a comedian, apologizing for a joke feels like an admission of defeat. George Orwell wrote that every joke is a tiny revolution. Samai had to weigh that artistic ego against the crushing reality of state power. Ideological purity means nothing if the state holds the power to seize your freedom and dismantle your livelihood. When the fight isn't fair, you leave the field. The decision came down to his family's history. These signs represent the generational trauma of his Kashmiri Pundit parents, who abandoned their homeland in the 1990s simply to stay alive. If his parents had picked up weapons to fight a hopeless battle for pride, they would have been wiped out. From them, he learned that fighting a battle you cannot win is foolish. True bravery sometimes means folding the hand. Samai surrendered his pride. He delivered the apology the police required, cooperated fully, and walked out of the station a free man. The digital fame and the persona proved to be projections. After the legal battle, only one thing remained objective: the family members who answered the phone when everything else was burning. Creative freedom isn't found by playing a boom mask finally shatters.